Good morning, Pride League. This is your host, Disabled Vigilantes, coming at you in betwixt the power rankings from last week and this week. Let's see if we can get some previous history, shall we? Let's do a week 9 review. Um, Apparently, my train to derail some playoff hopefuls got off to a rocky start. Agent Smith came in and bust my tail pretty adequately. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty, boys. So I got that one wrong on my picks. But Bull City going up against those Hollywood Cole brothers. I had Hollywood winning that one, and so be it. Bull City kind of sliding. It was an easy pick. Got Dunder Mifflin going up against those West Coast Giants, and this one could have went either way, but we got Dunder Mifflin, them boys in Scranton. They're climbing the power ranking charts. What is that number 2? Get out of here. Anyway, the boys in Scranton doing their dizzle. And I picked that one right. We got the boss going up against those classy strippers, and the boss is facing a significant losing streak at this point in time, and classy strippers have taken advantage at the top of the power rankings. Good on you, kid. Next, we've got Unfuckwittable going up against Stacking Yards. And Unfuckwittable, I picked to win that one, came back in the wee hours and did what he had to do to get the dub. Good on you. Unfuckwittable gets the victory and allows me to get the check mark, if you know what I mean. We got Wubba Lubba Dub Dub going up against Griffy Cakes. I picked Wubba Lubba Dub Dub because Griffy Cakes said I won last year, feeling pretty good about it. You know, I'll win the next 2 years if you don't mind. That's what Griffy Cakes. I think that's what he messaged me. Anyway, we've got Redacted ADP going up against Dynasty Sage, and I really thought that ADP would break his losing streak. I think this is the 5th straight loss for ADP. And against Dynasty Sage, this was a winnable game for ADP, but I guess old habits are hard to break, if you know what I mean, from last year. So ADP, disappointing, gets that loss, making my total for the week 5-2, which isn't bad considering it was myself who, I could easily pick Agent Smith, but I'm supposed to win, if you know what I mean. And then ADP not being able to overcome our nature. Feels like a story of a tortoise and a scorpion, or a frog and a scorpion, however your region dictates, and crossing rivers and not being able to control their natures. ADP, it seems like it's in your nature to fall to the bottom of these power rankings. But I digress. You're not here for that. You're not here for fables. You want to know who was fantasy stud. Fantasy dud. Well, it happened in the same game. I mean, if you're paying attention, Wubba Lubba Dub Dub scored over 300 pretty quickly, as a matter of fact. And Griffy Cakes kind of tossed up the biggest dud we've ever seen this season, scoring less than 150 points. So your fantasy dud, Wubba Lubba Dub Dub, and your fantasy dud, Griffy Cakes. It's pretty monumental. I mean, this is Wubba Lubba Dub Dub's second time getting into the fantasy stud realm, and we've got Griffy Cakes. I do believe this is his third dud of the season, and taking the mantle of worst dud of the season to date. I mean, there's plenty of time for to change course, or to continue down the path and become even a worse dud. I mean, we've got 5 games left. Mathematically, nobody's out of it. Mathematically, I mean, I haven't really crossed paths on the math and winners, ties, and all that other stuff. But going 7-7, there's a possibility of getting in 7th place. You know what I mean? But you got to win all your games. So it's about the course. Even at 3-6, I mean, am I gonna get in the top 7? Probably not. But you know what I can do? I can derail a bunch of motherfuckers along the way. And that's how we have to look at this, boys. It's not about your success, it's about the other people's demise. Alright. I'm going off into tangents here. As you can see on screen, power rankings, week 9 to week 10. Classy Strippers maintaining that illusion of being the best. It's about perception. Is it your reality? I guarantee you Classy Strippers wants to hang on to number one as long as he possibly can. Guarantees you playoff berth, if you know what I mean. And, stacking yards tumbled. Dunder Mifflin getting the second spot. Agent Smith at 3, beating the brakes off me. Dynasty Sage at 4. That's somebody changing their stripes, if you know what I mean. Hollywood Cole Brothers at 5. Wubble Dub Dub 6. And rounding out our playoff hopefuls, the Boss, who is sliding. I mean, another loss would not look good. Stacking yards at 8. Unfuckwittable 9. West Coast Giants at 10. Disabled Vigilantes at 11. Bull City Redacted ADP at 13. And Griffey Cakes rounding out the bottom. Keeping it tight. Keeping it tight at the bottom. Those are your power rankings. This is where we see it, I have a feeling the power rankings will be shook up this week as we get to my week 10 predictions. Well, I'm going to make a bold statement this time. Bold statement. Your top 4, Classy Strippers, Dunder Mifflin, Agent Smith, and Dynasty Sage all happen to be 6 and 3. Leading the league. You know what I mean? I make a bold prediction, folks, that each one of these leaders will be upset this week. You heard it here, folks. Classy Strippers is going down. Dunder Mifflin taking an L. Agent Smith frizzing out in the Matrix. And Dynasty Sage gets a visit from the Akatsuki. It's a setback. Nobody's expecting this. It's a setback. Will it hurt them for a long time? Probably not. These 4 teams most likely are playoff teams. And the rest of us, dangling around 500, are fighting for these 3 remaining spots. But I have a feeling this is going to go a long way to iron this out. I mean, anybody could take a 5-game tumble. Just ask ADP. Anybody can take a 5-game tumble. So let's go ahead and get the picks, right? Disabled Vigilantes going up against Redacted ADP. And guess what, ADP? You're looking at 6. This is going to put you to bed. We are going to upset you. And, you were riding high, so high early in the season. DV gets this dub. Griffey Cakes going up against Bull City. We're going to give this one to Bull City because I don't think Griffey Cakes truly cares if he wins or loses. Wubba Dub Dub going up against the Boss. And I've got Wubba Dub Dub continuing the Boss's slide. He is our previous stud. I expect him to go in there with studly intentions and climb the charts. We've got Hollywood Cole Brothers going up against Agent Smith. And as I told you in the introduction of the Week 10 predictions, Agent Smith will fall to those Hollywood Cole Brothers. Go get them. And then we've got Unfuckwittable going up against Classy Strippers. And hey, I've got Unfuckwittable beating Classy Strippers this week. Go get them, kid. And we got Stacking Yards going up against Dunder Mifflin. Ooh, Stacking Yards. He's finna come back into the playoff fold. He's like, don't count me out. I'm not one of these chumps in the back. Stacking Yards gets this victory over the boys in Scranton. And we got Dynasty Sage going up against those West Coast Giants. And I'm sorry, the village is under siege. And these Giants over here, they're going to be going Godzilla. Yes, West Coast Giants will get this victory. Those are my picks. Like them or love them. And, we'll see how week 10 shakes out. This will be, if what I say is not good for me, I guarantee you I want Classy Strippers, Dunder Mifflin, Agent Smith, Dynasty Sage all to be victorious because that puts me closer in range than having to, deal with everybody with 4 losses and 6 wins, right? And put even should I win out, this makes it more muddled for me. But this is how I see it. I can't control how I see it. So if they win, it's good for me. If they lose, it's good for my picks. I mean, I'm just setting myself up. Volleyball, set up. Anyway, those. I don't know what I'm doing. As you can tell, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm here for the content creation of this league. I love it. I love what's going on. I can't wait for the off season next year. I can't wait to be relevant and more relevant than I was previous 2 years combined. Happy Thursday, boys. I mean, we're going to go see Wakanda today. Just give you an insight. After the markets close, go see a little Wakanda forever. Anyway, yeah, that's it, man. I ain't got too much to say. ADP, you don't want to lose 6 in a row. It starts getting a little sad when you start losing 6 in a row, and you start rethinking life's choices. So, yeah, we're here. We're here. Hope everybody has a good week except ADP. Peace.